I see love, as you know, I always give some speech at weddings, propose toasts, and so on. And one of the things that love is affection, it's a sweet connection, it's hot injection,
Hey.
it's an ocean of emotion.
Hi, I'm Henika Watkis, Porter, speaker, coach, author of Podcast Power, inviting you to listen to the Entrepreneur Secrets podcast, brought to you by C. Ruth Taylor, best-selling indie author and the Caribbean's most trusted voice on entrepreneurship. Get ready to dominate entrepreneurship.
It's episode 203 of the Entrepreneur Secrets podcast. I'm your host, Ruth Taylor, and in today's show, since we're coming to the end of February and International Women's Day is coming up, we're going to be featuring an extraordinary lady, the Reverend Pauline Stephenson, who has been an outstanding educator for over 40 years. She's been married for over 50 years, 55 years and counting to be exact. And she has won several awards for her service in education. She's also a church founder and pastor. She is basically that Proverbs 31 woman who has had it all. And on the eve of Valentine's Day, she shared her story with me in a conversation on love, education, and service. And so we're going to be including part of that episode in today's show. I'm also going to be sharing the latest in my entrepreneurship ventures as usual, and I'm excited about what I'm going to be sharing today. So stay tuned.
Your book is the perfect spark to get the fire going in your personal life, career, business, or ministry. Light that book spark today.
All right. So, what's the latest in terms of my entrepreneurship ventures? Well, we are inching closer and closer to the completion of my doctoral degree. So, graduation is scheduled for the first Saturday in June. And we still have some way to go. But what I'm doing as I reflect on the journey, I'm working on two books that speak to the journey. One of which I had completed a draft on the last Small Book Big Impact Challenge. And that book is Fairview's Untold Stories, which chronicles my journey at this local church, 2023 to 2026, and how that church played a role in the completion of my doctoral studies. And I have been revising that draft, and that book is not going to come out until after June. I'm hoping to get it down to less than 40,000 words. So that's one. But the other book that I'm excited about is one that's called From Calling to Completion. Now, I answered the call to start my doctorate actually 12 years ago. So very often I've been measuring the doctorate from the time of acceptance to the year of completion, which would be this year. But I began looking for a doctoral program in 2014. And so I am starting the process from then. And this book will capture why it took 12 years, what was happening in these 12 years. And as a person of faith, what was God doing? And some of it has to do with development because I was building what I would eventually study. My dissertation actually covers 6 years of that journey. And so I was actually building what I eventually studied and building out an entrepreneurship model, which will be made plain once the dissertation is completed. So from calling to completion is what it's going to be called. Because many of us, we start some things and things get in the way and we aren't able to finish. We get discouraged. As a matter of fact, 50% of those who start a doctoral program don't finish. And it's not because they're not brilliant. Despite the challenges over the past 12 years, what were the secrets of my completion? And how could those help you? And I'm using that whole theme from calling to completion as part of efforts to also raise funds for my graduation. I still have some outstanding tuition and I will have to travel overseas to graduate. So I am doing a from calling to completion book sales graduation drive. Since it's 12 years, I'm encouraging 12 persons to partner with me to purchase 12 books from my collection of 40 books. And you can go to extramileja.com/Roots Bookshop and check out my books. If you purchase 12 print books, not ebooks now, 12 print books, then I'm going to be doing an entrepreneurship boot camp on the 9th of May, which is my birthday, where I'm going to be sharing my findings and also helping you to go from calling to completion. And those who participate in this will get an autographed copy of this new book. And I will help you to start that book that will become a platform to fulfill your call and to complete your own mission. And then on May 9, I'm going to be having the book launch, birthday celebration, and the doctoral celebration, because the doctoral dissertation, there's a timeline for it. If you're going to graduate in June, you have to finish everything by the 10th of May to graduate in June, right? And I've said that I want to complete my doctorate as a birthday gift to myself. In fact, I want to finish it before my birthday because on my vision board, I have doctorate at 45. And so that's the latest in terms of my new entrepreneurship ventures. Because your book is a launching pad. You can use the book to do so many things. The theme of this podcast has been and continues to be winning beyond book sales. I want to remind you as well that I created a free entrepreneurship 101 course as part of the efforts to raise up 10,000 Caribbean entrepreneurs by 2030. And so with that course, you'll be able to see how you can turn your book into multiple income streams. And if you create at least one income stream from your book, in addition to selling the book, then you can be listed as one of my 10,000 Caribbean entrepreneurs. You would have to make at least $1,000 and then you will be featured in the 2030 coffee table book, Caribbean Entrepreneur Rock Stars, right? And I'm also looking for 1,000 authors who will earn at least $1,000 from one of their book-based initiative and then help 10 others to do it. Those now would become my entrepreneur rock stars. And then the 1,000 of you would be featured in the book. I believe that this vision is possible and I'm encouraging you to join me. So you can go to entrepreneursecrets.com and download the free entrepreneurship course. There's also an entrepreneur registry. So if you want to be a part of this and you've already earned $1,000 from book-based initiatives, whether that is offering publishing services or you're doing coaching, consulting, speaking, or something directly tied to your book beyond selling it, then you can be part of that. So the link is in the show notes. You can sign up again at authorpreneursecrets.com/CARS, which is for the Caribbean Authorpreneur Rock Stars. All right, so without further ado, let's get into the interview with Reverend Pauline Stephenson, who is truly a role model for women who want to be able to manage career, marriage, and service really well. All right, so the lady of the hour, the author of the hour, let me introduce you to her book, The Sun Still Shines, a memoir of faith, growth, and divine promises. I'm looking at the back there, because I have my copy and encouraging you to get your copy. The Sun Still Shines is currently on Amazon, and we have copies locally. It's going to be launched on March 8th. That's International Women's Day at the University of West Indies. So it documents how faith turns struggles into success. The author's childhood conviction was that the sun must shine one day, and that became the theme of her experience. This unforgettable memoir celebrates the life and faith of the award-winning retired educator, Pauline Stephenson, and she was a principal of schools with over 40 years of service. She has been recognized with several prestigious awards, including the Prime Minister's Medal of Appreciation for Service to Education and the Badge of Honor for Meritorious Service. Reverend Stephenson is the founder and pastor of Faith Anointed Ministries, Miracle Temple Church and Training Center in Clarendon. She's a marriage officer, a justice of the peace for the parish of St. Andrew, and of course, she's married to the inimitable Bishop Rupert Stephenson and is the mother of 4 children, as well as the adoptive mother of many. And without further ado, let's welcome Reverend Stephenson. Welcome, Rev.
Thank you very much, Ruth. Thanks for having me. God has been good. I can't complain. Today, when I think of the goodness of Jesus and what he has done for me, my soul cries out, hallelujah. Thank God for saving me. It has been a wonderful journey. But I'll just start with the journey of the loved one. I just had my other half on. He's a very lyrical man, And it's one of the things that keeps me going. Amen. He has a lot of, his mouth is very sweet, as you can hear.
Yes.
And it's an affirmation. And everybody likes to be affirmed
Yes.
at some time or the other. No, it's not, love is not just a talky thing. It's something that you experience, you touch, and have answered over these 50 odd years. And God has been so good. And now we wonder, why is it that we have lasted so long?
Yes, tell us the secret. We're waiting.
Oh my goodness. Number one, God is at the center of the marriage. And the family that prays together stays together. And I'm happy about the choice that I made. And we're happy with each other. I want to tell you that marriage is hard work. Plain and straight, hard work. And let me tell you something. Regardless how nice and lovely, there's no perfect marriage. No perfect marriage. You have your challenges, but then you learn how to deal with those challenges. And the more you grow with each other, the more we understood each other, the more we forgive each other, the more we love each other. I see love, as you know, I always give some speech at weddings, proposed toasts, and so on. And one of the things that love is affection, it's a sweet connection, it's hot injection,
Hey.
it's an ocean of emotion.
Mhm.
Yes, you have that. You got that right now, Ruth?
Yes, Mrs. Stevenson, listening.
Yes. We used to do things together, and we didn't have really a name for it. But in reading, because never feel that you know everything. You always read and explore. And Chapman, Gary Chapman, puts so nicely love language.
Yes,
And you have to learn about the love languages. He spoke about 5 of them. First one,
yes,
affirmation.
yes,
But just say to somebody you love someone, something about the person that you love. I like for me, I like my husband's very lovey dovey. And sometimes we'll touch. Sometimes I'll do something and I'll wash my scanty and put on the line and he'll take them up, fold them up nicely and neatly. I just love that. It
yes.
hasn't got to be something big,
Mhm.
but that somebody shows that they care to do something for you. So we talk about affirmation, it is appreciation and what you admire about the person. Sometimes I say, Mom, you look P, you're looking fine around here. And it's D,
Yes,
I love that suit. You look
yes,
gorgeous in it. And that beauty that you constantly see in your partner. Yes, there are flaws, but then I focus more on the positive. And when you do that, and then when you're going to correct, you have to correct gently
yes,
because you don't really to want to sort of hurt the person, but you just want to get the truth across in a very nice manner. So you have affirmation. You also have somebody will do something for you. Will take the car out for me, get it pumped, the tires pumped for me, get some run and go buy the gas for me. And something nice that I don't have to do all of those things and that he's around there and he can do something to help me. Also, you can practice gifts. You have to find out what your partner loves. I love the affirmation. Not particularly the gift, but I love the affirmation. Sometimes some people love gifts. I think he loves the gifts. And sometimes you think, you see something and you buy it for your partner. Let them know that you care. And because you care, you share. Also, we have also quality time. I think
mhm.
that's very important. Both parties can be very busy,
Yes,
like us, preaching in the ministry. Times I was principal at school, but we need to find time to sit and share with each other. Regardless how busy you are, you need some time for yourself. You need time for yourself and the family. Also, you need time for yourself alone. Sometimes to leave the children, go somewhere where you can have a little chit chat. Sometimes the family, we go together, have dinner together, and we talk and have a wonderful time. Because as Christian parents, sometimes where parents go wrong is that you just take them to church alone, but you don't take them anywhere else. But we believe in the holistic approach, where sometimes we're going to take them to the beach, sometimes we're going to go out, sometimes we're going to the North Coast, but we're going to spend quality time together. And that enrich the relationship. It grows. Love is something that grows.
yes,
It's at the beginning, you might love the person, but the more you understand the person, the more you interact with the person, and the more it grows. Another thing, my husband likes his food, and I'm a good cook. A good cook. And the way to a man's heart is
It's through
through
his stomach.
his
Stomach.
All right. Would you like to say, come into anything here?
Yes, I have a couple questions here. So,
Yes.
are you saying, you said love grows? So, was it love at first sight, like when Jacob saw Rachel?
Not really. I wasn't thinking of marrying to him. But this man was so consistent
Mm-hmm.
that he knew what he wanted. And so, because he knew what he wanted, he pursued me and
Ah,
finally conquered.
okay, I love it. So, this whole thing, because we're in this generation. So, would you recommend that ladies allow the men to pursue them and not be chasing after the man?
No man, let them pursue you.
Okay.
Let them see how much that you feel, how much they want you, how much they need you.
How long did it take for you to turn? Because in reading the book, it also said that he wasn't a Christian when he
That's
first
right.
showed interest in you. So how did you
We,
navigate that? Because a lot of Christian women wrestle with that.
yes, and then you know what I love about the Lord? You might not do the thing the right way. And what I've learned is to say to him, Lord, I didn't do this thing the right way, but I'm asking you to help me. So first, it was the permissive will, but then after, it became when Jesus came in and really cemented the relationship, became the perfect will of God.
So it's not a prescription, it's a description.
Yes, perfect
Yes.
will.
Okay. Okay. What were some of the things? Did you have a list? Because people talk about the list. Did you have a list of things you were looking for in a husband? Is having a list a good idea?
Yes, with the experience, oh yes. You have to look for compatibility,
Mm-hmm.
how compatible you are, communication,
Okay.
very important, how you communicate with each other, not confrontations, but conversations. I think
Ah.
that is very important. And on the other hand, the person must be willing to listen.
Mm.
To listen, the weakness. That's how you're going to improve the marriage. If you say to me, well, P, I don't like this, or so, and I say to him, well, Ru, we need to check on this. I really don't like. And you sit and listen, and then you come together. All right, I'm going to see how I can improve this, and so we grow together.
Mm.
We grow in the relationship and becomes stronger and stronger. And as the time goes on, you understand each other better. Sometimes you don't have to say anything.
Mm.
But when you get sometimes maybe keep quiet, something not right here, say no. She's very quiet or he's very quiet. You don't have to say it in words sometimes. Just
Mm.
a little closing off a little, and
Right.
then the person got the message. What is it, darling? Or so on. Now I prefer to sit and talk. But
Mm.
let me tell you something. To be honest, when I'm going to talk, I pray.
Ah.
Lord, I say it at this time? Is it the right time to say it? Or so on. And the more I grow, the more I understand to do this thing. And so
Ah.
what I do, I say to him, do we need to talk? And we sit down and have a conversation. And then he say, all right, Pete, I'm going to work on that. And it makes it much easier. What I've learned to don't try to defend yourself if there's something wrong.
Mm.
Apologize and go on. Another
Yes.
thing we have to learn, forgiveness.
Ah.
Because we're going to hurt each other along the pathway. Sometime you could be good as gold, sometime or the other. So you have to learn the art of forgiving. each
Mm.
other and go get along. Go on. Start again. Now God keep on going over the old thing, but move from there to something new.
I have a couple more questions before we close off on the conversation on love. As a single person, I'm making a pitch out there, but I am interested in marriage, right? So, how did you know he was? Because I've been engaged twice and not married. So, what was it about him? How did you know that this is the one you should commit to? What was the defining factor for you? It might
Um,
help some of us.
I think it's sort of dedication. If I wanted something to be done, I remember that I was living in the country and sometimes he was working somewhere in the south. And sometimes if I wanted something to done, maybe he would have come and check on me, find out how I'm doing and so on. And then he goes back down to the south. And I said, boy, anybody drive all this distance just to come and find out how I was doing? It shows some more than normal interest.
Yes.
That was
Yes.
beyond, yes. And I remember one time I was in the field, so and I wanted some tablets. And when he came, I said, could you go down there? You know, country dark.
Yes.
I said, go
I'm from
down
the
country.
country.
And
Yes.
he bought the tablets and brought them for me. And I said, thank you very much. And then if we watch him, we've gone again. But you give God thanks for the fact that you saw something in him was sort of genuine. You
Ah,
start to feel that connection, what you call the genic jerk.
okay.
You feel that sort of knitting together
Yes.
somehow, and in your heart, you start to feel that sensation that this could be
Mm.
the right person.
Ah.
And he was a handsome guy,
Yes.
a
So who
handsome
said
guy.
I love you first? Who said I love you first?
He had to say that first.
Why did he? So are you? Is that a prescription or a description?
Um, he had, he, ladies must know you're special.
Mm-hmm.
So let him come after you.
Ah.
Let him pursue. Don't just give up easily and say, you know, even if you love him, you
Ah.
must sometimes
Hard to get.
play hardball, and then
Okay.
you will see if he's willing to come after you. If he's kind of
Ah.
say, "Chow, can't bother you," it wasn't worth it. But if you
Ah.
see he's coming to after you, say, no, this thing not gonna work, man. You say, and him just not giving up. I said, no, it's not gonna work. I
Ah.
said, you have not yet committed your life to the Lord. No, 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 it's not gonna work. But this man just kept.
He was
But
persistent.
God, yes, he was persistent.
So how
And
long
God
was
worked
the
it out.
courting period? How long was
About
it? A
3 years.
year? 3 years.
3 years.
Wow. So it's,
Three
it's like
years.
it's like searching for this fine gold. So he had to
Yes.
prove
So you
his
don't. So you don't just
sincerity.
run in and jump in there because guess what happened now? Marriage is the lasting thing. And I always say to the young people at church, don't want to get married to just legalize, sex. No,
Yes.
no, no, no. Make sure sometimes do some research about the person.
Mm-hmm.
So the person treat his mother, the
Mm-hmm.
relationship with his family. Do some background check. Don't just run into and when you reach in so deep that you can't get out now, you don't know what to do. But do some investigation. Don't just madly. It's a lifetime thing. And he
Yes.
always say love lasts long. So you have to make sure that you know what you're doing before you get it because it's hard to get out of it.
That is true. Although some these days it look like it is easy, depending on where you are, but it has consequences.
Yes, it
But
has.
how did you navigate the tough times in your marriage when perhaps you didn't feel like forgiving? Was
Mhm.
there a particular what maybe I should what was the toughest challenge you faced and how did you navigate that to stay married?
Um, navigate it with prayer.
Mm-hmm.
With prayer. And, you know, we talk to the Lord about it and so on. And the thing about it sometimes, sometimes the thing that body you find out is not true.
It's just in your head.
You understand? Not in your head sometimes. What somebody else might say,
Aye.
you hear me? Yes. And then you find out, you know, so, well, you know, and then when you find that you are wrong, always say you're sorry. There's something we practice in our home, not only in our marriage, but with our children. We all learn to say, I'm sorry. If I think that thought that one of my children did something, found out them, I say, I'm sorry. It does, even at school, I used to say to my students, if something happened and the teacher said, Miss, I don't think he's a person, you know. I said, well, son, I'm so sorry.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, it's not difficult for me to say I'm sorry, and neither for each member of our family to say that we are sorry when something goes wrong.
I think there's one more in my head before we go. Did you? I know you're from perhaps a generation that didn't believe in counseling or things like that. But did you have any challenge in the marriage whereby you needed external help? You had to go to counsel
Yes,
formally?
yes, not very often for the 50 years, but I think, yes, I think we did it twice,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And it was anything major either, you know.
Right.
But then you wanted to hear another person's opinion
Yes.
about it or something. You say, am I doing something wrong here? Or so on, so you want to get another person's opinion, a trained person's opinion.
Ah.
Yes.
I feel like
And
Paul, I keep saying finally, finally. I have one more, and this is the last
it's
one.
all right. Keep on asking.
How do you keep the fire burning? How do you keep the
Lord, man,
passion going
let me
for
something. You have
5
to be
years?
creative. You have to be creative. Let me tell you. You have to be creative. If
Yes.
it's cooking, you have to be creative. In the house, you have to do something new. You can't come every day and see the place the same way.
I
I'm a lady will buy my curtains and my things, and I now and then I put up this and I take down that and so on. And not over creative. Now listen, it is Valentine. You have to be creative also in the bedroom.
I
Uh-huh.
yes.
Because you know, to be honest, you don't want nobody to take your husband from you. So you have to find ways and means
Yes. Talk the things,
how to,
Bishop. Talk it.
yes.
Yes.
You know, I'm very plain when it comes on to the sex business. I
Yes.
talk to my young people about sex and so on. You know, some people say it's a taboo subject. No,
Yes.
it's not a taboo subject. God made that.
Yes.
And use it the right way is something to be enjoyed. Yes,
Thank you
Ruth.
so much. Yes, be creative. I'm taking notes, and I tell you, in my page is a whole notebook. I'm
Yes,
taking
man,
notes.
you have to be creative.
Yes.
You have to be disciplined.
Yes.
Know when to do something, when not to do this something, and you just have to love one another.
Amen.
Sometimes, you know, for a little time, do something new.
Yes.
Sometimes you can't put like a note somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
You just find a note. But if you're not creative, you're going to be bored. Go out sometimes.
Yes.
Sometimes you're alone, but you just go out and have some fun together, or go out and just have some dinner together.
Mm-hmm.
All those things help. You
Keep
know,
it going.
and yes, and now that we have big children, sometimes I say, all right, mommy, we're going to have dinner at so and so. Sometimes we go to each other's house and have dinner.
Yes.
And usually at Christmas, they come to my house. Now we've changed the venue, come to big daughter's house, and we have sometimes, so we have daily, monthly. We decide sometimes that this month, and this one take care of the bill. Next month, another take care of the bill, and we
Yes.
go. So we try to mix it up
I love it.
so that, yeah.
But for me, I am listening, and you gave this isn't just okay for those who are not married yet, but the advice that you give will also help those who are married to keep the fire burning. There is a book I read some time ago, Mrs. Stevenson, that talk about if women can have it all. And so when I watched Hidden Figures, I started to believe that yes, women can have it all, because in that movie were women who were brilliant, these women who were helping to put a man in space, and yet they were married and they had children, and they were women of faith as well. You are an epitome of that. So talk to us about this journey as a teacher and as a pastor and as a wife. How did you navigate career and church and marriage so that we looking on can learn? Talk to us about that.
All right, as an educator, I was principal at the St. Aloysius Primary School, and I would work in the days. On Tuesday, I'll go to the country and like at a Tuesday evening, and sometime a Thursday, and I would leave school at early. When I say early, after dismissal, and some members of my team would come to my school to meet me there, and then we'll journey all the way to the country to have service. I think where God calls you, He qualifies you.
Amen.
And the Lord knows what you're able to do. I just leave. I have a husband. I have children. First thing I did, I asked permission of my husband, because honestly, I really wanted to do something for the Lord. When I look back in my life and to see where I have come from, my beginning, as I said, my birth only noted my arrival, but my faith in God, education, hard work, and determination determined my destination. I wanted so badly to do something for the Lord. I said, Lord, you've been so good to me. I've been a successful person, successful educator. And I said, Lord, I want to leave something tangible, a memorial for you, because you've been so good to me. Look where you've taken me from. When I used to go to church, I used to wear crepe sole. Nowadays, people don't know about that. I had 2 dresses, one today, one tomorrow. And over the year, God has blessed me so much that now I become a distributor. There are some people in my life, about 4 persons, that each year I make sure that I give. Because God has blessed me so much tremendously now that now I become a distributor. But I don't forget where I'm coming from. So I said to the Lord, I really wanted to leave something for you, so that somebody when they pass, what a lovely church. What needed these stones? Somebody said, this young lady is a young lady. And people didn't even believe. When they look at the beauty of the church and the size of the church, they didn't believe that I was a person who built it. As the member of Parliament said to me when I introduced myself to him, he said, all these things that foreigners build that church. And I am also puzzled sometimes. I marvel at the awesomeness of God. And I said, God told David, you couldn't build a house for me because your hand full of blood. But God, being a woman, that's another challenge of being a woman. But God honored me by knowing my desire to do something for Him. And He allowed me to be successful. There are challenges, but God has been good and He led me all the way. And the marvelous thing about it, I can't understand. Sometimes when I go to church and I drive, return in the morning, I see the place, I say, no, God, I know you do miracle. And that's why it is Miracle Temple. And the gentleman said to me when I went to Billy, Mrs. Stevenson, I don't want you to be discouraged. Churches take long to build. It might take about 10 years. And I said to him, no, sir, I'm not thinking about 10 years. I'm thinking about maybe 3, 4 years. And believe you me, it was open and dedicated just 6 weeks before 4 years. Unbelievable. Didn't borrow any money from anybody. This is where my faith in God kicked in. The family worked together. Oh, I have some wonderful children. They celebrate everything. We work together as a team. Rupert is abroad, we work together as a team. Rachel is here, we work together as a team. Orge, one that I adopted, we work together as a team. Whatever the talent is, we use the talent. But God has been good. And I know I would have a challenge being a woman, but God saw me through it. And guess what happened? Although in the Bible it's mostly patriarchal, but there's a Ruth there,
Yes.
there's an Esther there,
Yes.
there's a Deborah there,
Yes, there's a
there's
Hulda
all the
there.
prophetess there, there's a Mary there.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Wow.
And so I do not believe in dominating a man, but I still believe in doing my part for the Lord.
Yeah.
Because he has been tremendously good to me, and I have to give him back something. I owe him, I can't pay him, but I can do some service to help somebody as I pass along, then my living shall not
Not be
be in
in vain.
vain.
Well, Mrs. Stephenson, I have me here wanting to cry. I'm an emotional person, so I'm one of those women. But I feel deeply because you are really speaking to me in this season, because we read in Chronicles and we read where David wanted to do something for God, to build
Yes,
that temple,
yes,
and so that the name of the Lord could be praised and something visible. And as a woman, you had a similar desire. I don't want to go see that church, that physical
oh yes.
building,
And I'm going to tell you,
as
you're going
a
to be shocked. You're
testimony.
going to be shocked and pleasantly surprised when you see it.
Yes, and folks, you have to buy the book to learn the details, because no borrowing for that building. There's a picture of it in the book, but nothing can compare to actually going to see the building. So
Amen.
I want to go see the building, because there are some challenges that I am navigating, and sometimes God give you He always gives you big dreams, because God can only give God-sized dreams, but there are dreams that are beyond your resources. And so this desire of yours to do that is really speaking to me, and you did it, and you had the family support to do it. So the sun still shines. Is not just then in David's time.
No.
The sun is still shining now, and it's still doing great and awesome things. And you said you wanted to build a memorial, but your memorial is in 3 phases, as far as I see, as we bring this conversation to a close. 1, you have a physical building.
Yes.
Hurricanes and stuff can come. That's a testament of what
Yeah.
God is possible. You have invested in lives.
Yes.
Lives, not just your family, but the investment and the impact in the lives of those who've come through the school system, those who've
Yes.
come through the church,
Church system. Yes.
and then finally this book.
Yes. The influence
This
on other
book.
person's lives.
Long
Maybe
after
soon.
you're gone, not
Yes.
anytime soon, but just like the Bible, this is a memorial stone.
Yes.
This is a memorial stone. And the scriptures tell us, Psalm 102, verse 18, let this be recorded, that a generation not yet born will praise the Lord. And
Amen.
that is what you have done. That's why we publish. Thank you for being a virtuous woman, Mrs.
Thank
Stevens.
you, Ruth, for having me.
But I just want to remind you, if you haven't done so yet, go get the book.
All right. I trust that you found that conversation inspiring and that you will take to heart the lessons that Reverend Pauline Stephenson has shared as it relates to love and marriage. If you want to watch the full episode of that Bookspiration broadcast where her husband brought greetings and two of her children also brought greetings, you can go to the Authorpreneur Secrets YouTube channel and look for a conversation on love, education, and service. And that was on February 13. So if you want to watch the full thing, you can do that. All right, that's it for today. Just reminding you that of the making of books, there is no end. Go pen it to win it and dominate entrepreneurship. Ta for now, until next time.